What's up, everybody? And I wasn't really even thinking about doing this review tonight, since I only just sat in for the sit-in interviews and stuff, just the sit-down interviews. And I guess you can call this a Monday Night Raw review, even though because of the recent Blizzard events that are happening right now, Monday Night Raw was canceled. So there was technically not a Raw on, but they had something to replace it. So they went to Stamford, Connecticut in studio. WWE headquarters where JBL, Michael Cole, and Booker T were there to talk about the events from the Royal Rumble match, and they would be showing the triple threat title match of Brock, Cena, and Lesnar in the Royal Rumble match. I didn't really even go back and watch it because, like, I saw it the first time, it was good. But the only reason why I didn't want to go back and look at it because, like, okay, it's two matches and we can't look at anything else. And then again, I kind of knew in a way they were going to edit out a lot of fan reactions to what happened at the Royal Rumble. Because we all know how the fans acted. Like, sorry, a little tired. But I came back, like, just to switch in, see if reaction had changed. I know there was some that were, out of it. And as they play, the Cena, Rock, and Brock match again. Now, even though that was the best, pretty much the match of the night and everything and stuff, it's still a great match. And, go back and look at it. Really go back and look at it. But they needed, I guess WWE had to find a way to fill time by playing both these things. But I'm just going to get into, the matches, that match for sit-down interviews. Because, Thursday they will be doing a live SmackDown now with Daniel Bryan versus Kane in a casket match. So SmackDown will be live on Thursday now because of the recent weather events. And as they did, a sit-down interview with Seth Rollins talking about what happened Sunday, and he did everything he could to win the title, and he had the opportunity. And he did curb stomp Lesnar and Cena just to win, to do all he could. And pretty much he was just, he added everything. It was at all costs. He took all the stops. And yeah, Seth Rollins did a phenomenal job last night at the Royal Rumble. Phenomenal job. And if they asked if he ever faced him in a one-on-one match and if he was underestimated, you can't underestimate Brock Lesnar. But you gotta remember, if plan A don't work, you got plan B, and that's the Money in the Bank contract. And pretty much when Rollins almost done, Lesnar said, "You're in my seat." He came up for his interview, and Rollins just kicked the chair down, and I guess they picked up, and as Brock and Paul Heyman came in, talking about, yes, Lesnar did suffer, but he suffered multiple injuries, but he's beaten them all. He's beaten Cena, he's beaten Triple H, he's beaten The Undertaker, and pretty much Paul says he doesn't care who's trying to face Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's a conqueror. He's going to take anybody out. He says he will destroy them and stuff. So, because he's the beast, and he has the credentials. And yeah, he's happy for Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble, as Paul Heyman says. But, it's time it's time to roll now. It's put up a shut-up time, they said. And pretty much he asked if Reigns could stop Lesnar, and, Heyman said no, and he was willing to meet him tonight for this whole Royal Rumble match. And, watching these sit-down interviews was really different. And, we always ask Heyman a question. It's always going to sound raw between him and Lesnar and stuff. Even Seth Rollins getting his, his time in. So it was a good sit down. And then they played the Royal Rumble match for another hour. Which I didn't really feel like to go back and look. Because I think people probably turned the channel right after Daniel Bryan got eliminated and stuff. And yeah, it was good to see Bully Ray, Bubba Ray, whatever you want to call him. I think it is true this is only a one-time thing with this. Because, like, there was no Devon, but yeah, it was cool to see Bubba Ray, Bully Ray. However you want to do it, get the tables. It's still the same thing. So I don't even know if he really has a contract there or not, but it's like whatever. But I just think people didn't watch the Rumble. And, it's been news all day about this whole canceled WWE Network. And yeah, a lot of people, some are going to sit and say the fans are bitching. Some fans are going to say, you know, they're right for what they're doing. But let me ask this question. Yes, Roman Reigns did win the Royal Rumble. Yes, fans were very disappointed that Daniel Bryan didn't win. Or even like, why did Reigns even win to begin with? And I felt like it was so predictable. And then, you know what? I felt like it was predictable that Reigns was going to win. And the fans shitted on him last night for it. They shitted on him. Even The Rock couldn't save this whole segment. He couldn't save it. But when this whole cancel WWE Network thing is like, you gotta agree with the fans. Like, when you feed the fans so much bullshit that this company has been doing for so long now, it's like, they've had enough. Feel it like we've had enough. And people are showing the Philly crowds, oh, they suck as sport fan. They suck. They're always trying to make something bad. But, like, can you really blame them in a way? And I'm not saying Roman Reigns is bad. Maybe my review sound different when I did the video and stuff. But it's like, come on. Well, what's the point of all this? How is this really going to go down? And who is it to blame in the bad? Because, yes, Roman Reigns promos are not that good. And, yes, he was cutting nursery rhyme promos. And he was kind of exposed in a way throughout, and, you know, and stuff. And that's why fans didn't want him to win. But yes, Roman Reigns, great. I'm not saying he's bad, but there's a lot of flaws here and there. But I guess it is what it is. Because when I saw that whole Royal Rumble match and saw most of those people at the end, like, do any of these people look like they're ready to go against Brock fucking Lesnar? Like, let's be real here. I believe people wanted Bryan for multiple reasons and stuff. And when I guess they didn't really edit a lot out. I kind of went back in to check things, but it was still the same. But like when you see the fans chant bullshit and we want refunds and multiple CM Punk chants, it's like enough is enough. Like, come on, like getting to the end and Big Show and Kane and, you know, Cash eliminating everybody like it's nothing. Like, it's just a Rumble match with this. And why would you play the Rumble match again for free? For free? Like, let's come on now. Why would you play the entire match for free? That's what I don't get. What's the point of doing all of this, huh? Why? Just somebody tell me why. And then Hunter and Steph coming out at the end, and The Rock look kind of confused out there. It's just like, why? But kind of leaving the match, you know, come out instead of sit-down interviews with Dean Ambrose walking in the building and Reigns coming down and interview, you know, congratulate him. Yes, he is going to WrestleMania, Roman Reigns to go against Brock Lesnar. And he asked him about the whole fans chanting, and a lot of people believe he kind of played it off like John Cena does when they boo him multiple times. So it's like, act like it's nothing, and he somewhat tried to dress it, even though, you know, people believe it was all scripted. You know, Reigns says it's not really coming off believable. And he asked him about that whole hand-picked thing. He said, if I was hand-picked, like, would I be in position, like, in a way, you were kind of hand-picked to win the Rumble. Like, Vince McMahon kind of hand-picked you, so you can't really bypass that. And they asked about what his critics thought and, you know, why, you know, about the opportunity. Yeah, he's going to take that opportunity. And he took the opportunity. So it's like, you want to believe Reigns in a way, but it's like, it's a way that's scripted, and we know Vince kind of picked you because of the hand-picked stuff. It's just sometimes when you're trying to block out what's happening, we know what the company is up to. We know how this works. We know how you're trying to screw the fans over here and there. And as they pretty much also talked about, well, I guess Fastlane's going to be Cena versus Rusev. I should have saw that feud coming a mile away after having the Fallout show. And it'll probably happen at WrestleMania also. And allegedly now Triple H is going to call out Sting at the Fastlane pay-per-view. And they also talked about Arnold Schwarzenegger. He will be inducted to the Hall of Fame this year. And when they're talking to Ambrose, talking about, you know, it's cold and, you know, he's going to do anything in a way to get to WrestleMania. I'm talking about the thermostat and stuff. And it's going to be a lot of twists and obstacles, but he's going to WrestleMania. Renee Young interviewed Daniel Bryan. As Daniel Bryan talked about, you know, his journey and everything. And talked about, you know, it was devastating. It was brutal when he lost Royal Rumble match and that Reigns took it. He was disappointed. And talked about him going against Brock. It was like a big David versus Goliath type of thing. And, you know, he was never fed anything because, you know, he didn't have The Rock on his side, as he said. So, he taught the casket match, and, you know, he's going to go against him. So, it's kind of odd. You know, you're not going to go out there. So, like, it's a great story Brian did, but, you know, talk about, okay, I'm going to go out. I'm not going to win the Royal Rumble. It's funny because I think the thing that just pissed the fans off more, and I've said in the video last night, yes, Brian was eliminated from the Rumble, but and fans got mad. I just found it odd that Daniel Bryan didn't make it to the Final Four and was eliminated just so casual and just out of nowhere type of thing. It was casually, just kind of awkward in a way. And it's, you know, pretty much coming into the end of this whole thing with the Reigns and Brock Lesnar interview as, you know, Heyman took over. And this had Heyman written all over it, talking about family, talking about his bloodline, talking about, you know, people in Reigns' family. The Usos, the Wild Samoans, Umaga, of course, The Rock's cousin and everything, and talked about family. Talked about, you know, what his family's been through and how Heyman's been there from the beginning, watching, you know, from his far of the Wild Samoans. And even talked about The Rock as he went against Brock Lesnar and lost. And, you know, he respects his family, gives respect his family heritage, but just doesn't respect Roman Reigns himself. And, you know, how do you feel? Like, what do you think about all this, as Heyman says? You know, pretty much, you know, doubting him. And, you know, I'm going to answer this question to Lesnar says. He says, I don't think, he says he's going to beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And Lesnar pretty much looked at him. And Lesnar stood up and shook his hand and says, I don't respect you, he says. But pretty much Reigns says, you will. And, you know, that's pretty much, you know, where they kind of ended it right there. Even though that Paul Heyman all over this whole thing. Which was probably a great segment at the end, showing the realism of all of this. And, you know, have my thoughts really changed in the past 24 hours over this whole Royal Rumble thing? Somewhat, yes, but come on, you repeated the same thing 2 years in a row, people. It's like, and it's so odd how people wanted Reigns to win last year, didn't want Batista, but now this year everybody shits on Reigns. Because I've said this even since Survivor Series. When he came back, I felt like they're gonna push Reigns to the moon like they are now, and the fans are just gonna get tired of it. And they're shitting on it. And I can't even really blame the fans for this whole cancel WWE Network type of thing. Like, yeah, they are going to lose a lot of subscribers. I know they've been losing subscribers all day. They really have. They've just been losing subscribers left from right. But can you really blame the fans on this one when, you know, so much bullshit has been fed it? Like I said, they've been fed so much bullshit throughout many times. And I just was like, it's enough. A lot of people call this a revolution. It's a rebellion. It's a revolution. Cancel WWE Network. It's still a top trending thing on Twitter. I've checked. And sometimes you can't really blame Reigns, even though, yes, his promo, you know, the stuff he's being fed in the back of the promos, cutting nursing rhymes. Like, blame a lot of these guys in the back. Blame Kevin Dunn. Blame Vince McMahon for a lot of this. Mostly blame Kevin Dunn, but blame those guys. Blame this company for what's been going on in the past 24 hours. Don't try to play it off and act like it's all good. Like, you got shitted on last night. Yes, and they didn't really edit out anything from replaying the Royal Rumble tonight, but it was just a way to kill the entire hour. I didn't even look at that match. I just saw whatever I wanted to see, and that was it. But it's like WrestleMania coming in, and yeah, the Blizzard took out Raw. And yes, the sent-out interviews were compelling and stuff. But what is planned for next week, huh? What is really planned for next week? Because after Bryan got eliminated from that Rumble, it's like the fans didn't care about barely anybody in this match. Some people didn't expect a reaction, but people like, you know, Kofi, I didn't expect to get that type of reaction. But number one, it was because of the Bryan elimination. And everybody knows that the New Day thing just sucks. It sucks. It fucking sucks. We all know the New Day sucks. They need to end this thing now. It's getting horrible second by second. And that's just another prime example of why the New Day sucks that badly. Hey, I like Kofi Kingston. He just deserves better than being fed bullshit like this. But moving into this whole Raw tonight was different. Because I was barely even looking at the show. I just wanted to see the sit-down interviews, and that's it. That, you know, because I found it very odd to say, you know, oh, this was a very controversial Raw last night. You know, try to apologize. Like, don't try to play it. We know how this thing works. The fans know how it works. So that's why. But what is planned next for all of this? With the Reigns and Brock Lesnar thing, you know, I guess it is going to be Reigns versus Lesnar. Could it be a swerve? Maybe. I don't know. Could it be another triple threat like last year? But even like, if Bryan won the Rumble, let's say this. Come on, like, do you really believe, like I said in last night's video, do you really believe Daniel Bryan's going to survive all those German suplexes on his neck? And, like, come on, Brock Lesnar was damn near throwing people in that match. Throwing people. It wasn't even a damn suplex. It was a fucking throw. Like, do you really believe Daniel Bryan's really going to survive? And even when you saw Daniel Bryan in the Rumble last night, you see when he does those drop kicks across the ropes and how he tries to pretty much catch himself so he doesn't land on his neck. So I don't even think, you know, I guess Daniel Bryan's 100%, but you see how he favors his neck a little, like, you know, make sure he doesn't land on it. And him going against Brock Lesnar and taking all those German suplexes. Let's kind of look at the real picture here. And let's go, remember, he didn't really even go to a real doctor. Everybody's saying he went to a witch doctor. So it's kind of even a question on Daniel Bryan's health. Will Reigns and Brock be good? I don't know. Because a lot of people I know that said it just doesn't sound believable. And maybe tonight made it, you know, a little bit more believable and everything. But my opinions on this whole thing and last night is just like, maybe, I don't know. But, because I thought Ambrose was probably going to win. I thought Bray Wyatt would have won. But if they got to go with this, I guess. Maybe my opinions would change sooner or later in time, but the fans just didn't care about it. They just don't care. And I think if Raw was live tonight, I think Roman Reigns would be coming out to a whole bunch of boos right now. If it was like a real show tonight. But the sit-down thing was different, and it was kind of cool to see this stuff, to get everybody, you know, opinion. I didn't think they were going to do this many interviews. Just like, okay, everybody, just come to headquarters and we'll see how this goes. Because even Reigns, like, couldn't even someone almost play this all. They did try to address it a little. But the hand-picked comment thing was just, you know, we kind of know you were kind of hand-picked. We know this stuff. You know, people will debate with me saying maybe it wasn't hand-picked. They'll say I'm probably wrong, but hey, it's my opinion. But tell me what you thought about this review of Raw and last night's Rumble and this whole canceled WWE Network is. Do you believe this is the start of some type of revolution now against this company? And you know what? They are going to lose a lot of money for all the subscribers they are going to lose right now. I really see that coming. And hey, like I said for the past few times now, you can say the fans are bitching and everything, but in a way, they kind of have a point. And if this is the best way they want to come back at this, and if this has to be step one for them to get them to listen, maybe. I don't know. But tell me what you think about this whole canceled WWE Network thing and how it's dominating on Twitter for the past 24 hours now. Tell me about that. But I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. And tell me what you thought about this review of Raw tonight. Or whatever it was tonight. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace.